Hello and welcome to the tip of the day. I'm Dr. Amy Starr with the Mesa Veterinary Clinic, Paws and Hooves Mole Veterinary Services, and San Francisco Stables. And we're helping El Paso help their pets. So today I want to talk about hypoglycemia. So hypo is low, glyce is is sugar, and emia is in the blood. So it's basically low blood sugar level in the blood. And it can happen for a whole bunch of reasons. I'm going to talk about kind of some of the main ones that you can watch out for, because obviously there's some that you're not going to be able to watch out for because they're more like diseases and stuff like that. But things that you can watch out for. The number one reason for hypoglycemia that we see in the clinic is in your baby puppies. Or kittens, but usually baby puppies. So your toy breeds and your neonates cannot regulate their blood sugar yet, and they need to eat very frequently. And so if you're not feeding them often enough, then their blood sugar is going to go too low, and they can have seizures or they can go comatose. Those of you that watch our Snapchat channel, remember it's pvet16. We saw last Thursday that we had a little 4-day-old puppy in the clinic that was almost dead. Its body temperature should have been at about 100, and it wasn't even registering, so it was less than like 80 something, and it was comatose. And one of the reasons was that it got hypoglycemic. So, a lot of times in the clinic, I'll ask clients with new puppies, how often are you feeding your pet? And they'll say, oh, we're feeding it once a day, or oh, we're feeding it twice a day. Remember, just like a human babies don't eat once or twice a day, right? They eat every couple of hours, when they're nursing. And so the same thing needs to happen with your puppy babies and your neonates and your toy breeds. So if you have a regular, medium to large breed dog and it's less than 3 months old, you need to be feeding it 3 times a day. If you have a toy breed dog that is less than about 6 months old, you need to be feeding it 4 times a day. The toy breeds need more frequently because they're so tiny. And I always recommend keeping a bottle of Caro syrup. It's that white corn syrup. And also, keeping a tube of Nutrical. Nutrical is a veterinary product that is a little paste. It's a malt paste, and it has calories and nutrients and vitamins and things like that. Keep those around so that if you have a young puppy and maybe they got extra excited, maybe you guys had a party and everybody's passing the puppy around and playing with it, or your kids just got the puppy and they don't want to let it down, or your puppy just got vaccines, so they waited, they went to the clinic, they got their shots. They're going to have a very low blood sugar because of all of the activity and overwhelm, and they're not going to have enough energy to even eat. So don't offer them food in this case. Offer them the Caro syrup or the Nutrical. You can rub it on their gums, put a little bit in their mouth, and then that'll perk their blood sugar up enough that they have enough energy to eat. Make sure that you're feeding them, like I said, at least 3 to 4 times a day. But you got to perk them up so that they'll actually eat, and then rest them. And I always recommend moderation. If you have a young puppy, let the kids play with it for 20 minutes and then let the puppy sleep. And then, let them play with it again for 20 minutes and let the puppy sleep. If you have a party, let the puppy be out for a little while having some fun, but then go ahead and put it in its kennel so that it can have some downtime and some quiet time. So hypoglycemia, the most common is in the young puppies. The next most common is xylitol toxicity. So xylitol is a sweetener. It's found in gums and food products like peanut butter and stuff like that. So always check your labels and make sure if you're giving a treat to your pet that it does not have xylitol, as well as, keep things off the counter. If you've got a large breed dog, they like to counter surf sometimes. They know that there's stuff up there and they can jump up or, put their paws up on there and grab things off. So keep things off the counter, put them in the cupboards, put child locks on the cupboards that are low, things like that, so that you can keep your pets away from potentially toxic foods. Again, if you do notice that maybe your pet got into something that it shouldn't have, and it's really lethargic and or has seizures or things like that, get it into the clinic immediately. This is a true emergency. They can die from hypoglycemia. The next most common one that we see is oleander toxicity. So oleanders we have everywhere in El Paso. They're the dark green leafy plant that is green all year round, and then it has, like in the spring and summer, it has the pink and the red and the yellow flowers and stuff. And it's beautiful for El Paso because we're a desert, makes it nice, and have some green, but it's very toxic to pets, especially after hard freezes. So if you do have oleanders in your yard, make sure that that you're fencing it off, or that you're keeping the pets away from it so that they're not gnawing on the sticks and leaves, like they tend to do. Dogs like to gnaw on branches and stuff. So keep them away from that. And then there's a whole boatload of other causes like hypoadrenocorticism, which is a disease where the body does not produce enough internal steroids. Cancer, tumors on the pancreas, a whole boatload. So basically the main point is, if you ever notice your pet super lethargic or having seizures, it's really important to get them in immediately. Let us do some blood work and find out what the problem is, and then get them healthy. If you have any questions, please comment, subscribe, like, do all that stuff, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day.